Hi everyone. Um, in this video, we'll look at uh, how we can create a customer support chatbot with Voiceflow. So I have been doing a lot of videos on BotPress, but recently I also tried alternatives to BotPress, where you could create those flows and you could have AI engine, wherever required for us to get the response. Um, and also API calls we could make. So we'll look at the features available in Voiceflow. So wanted to also see if there are good alternatives available to BotPress, and we could explore those in creating, AI based chatbots. So in this particular scenario, what I've created is a e-commerce chatbot, customer support chatbot. Um let's quickly look at that. What we are doing there. First, we'll look at the flows and then we'll look at it in action, the kind of responses it is giving to various questions being asked by the user. And by the way, I follow Liam Motley a lot, and you could say this is an inspiration from him. And I've tried to tweak it in my own way, where we are trying to create a customer support chatbot for an e-commerce company known as Chunky Lounge, which is a store for women premium earrings and other jewelry accessories. And for this particular store, what is it that we can do to create a customer knowledge chatbot, customer support chatbot, with, of course, a customer support document and other sources which we could upload. So we'll look at that one by one. So yeah, this is how we are starting. Created a text block. So it's a little bit different to WordPress, kind of more user friendly, I would say, in terms of the options it gives and the way we can create those flows here. So so these are the AI options available. Um okay, and then for giving a text message to the user, you can select either of these. I mean, text, image, card, or carousel. Either of this you want to display to the user, you can select these. When you have to get an input from the user, either in terms of buttons or in terms of choices you are putting across to the user, you can select one of these. When you want to listen to what the user wants to tell, and then you have some kind of a logic there. And then for development, you could you can basically do API calls for sending the information to an external application like Zapier or make.com, and also retrieving some data from an external application. So that is where API becomes important. So all these features are available. So here in this particular scenario, we start with sending a message that, hey, I am an AI assistant. How can I help you today? And then we are creating a basically a choice block where we have where we have uh, four choices, or based on the intent, it will uh, uh, figure out which particular uh, choice out of the four looks best. Okay, so inside the choice, what we have done is we have created intents. And what happens in intents is, when you create the intents, you have to give your utterances. Like in this particular case, the we are trying to track an order. So we would give options which signify that, okay, user is trying to track an order. So when let's say we are giving the expected delivery of my order. Okay. Similarly, other utterances which signify that okay, he's trying to track an order. So we give all these utterances, and it can also generate the utterances based on few utterances you give. You just need to press on generate 5, generate 10, or generate 20, and using internally AI, it would generate those utterances. And of course, the more utterances, the better, because it helps it to fine tune or the range of the options available for it to pick from becomes increases, so which is a good thing. Okay, you don't want just couple of utterances, then the probability of it picking that intent would be lesser. Okay, so this is the meaning of creating an intent, and you can also give a description. In this particular scenario, I've not given, but in general, what this intent is about. So you can line 2 to 3 lines there for it to get a hold of the summary of the intent. Okay, so we have 3 utterances, 3 intents here. For all the 3 intents, we have given the utterances, some 15 to 20, 25 utterances. Okay, even more than that, I would say. So one is for tracking an order, one is for if user is happy with his purchase, he's coming to the chatbot to tell that he's happy with the purchase. So we try to find that out and then try to get a review from him. Okay, so we'll look at each of the intents and what we are doing when we identify the intent. Okay, and then the last one is looking for a product. So maybe he knows that okay, this particular website is for jewelry and accessories, and what he may want to do is he may want to ask specific questions that do you stock, let's say, red colored oxidized jewelry or red colored oxidized earrings. So when he's trying to look for a particular product, so we have given utterances based on that as well. Okay, so based on the question, either of the 3 utterances can satisfy, or if none of the 3 is matching, then we have the last option we have gone for is a no match, where we just point this to a knowledge based response AI. So we are connecting no match to a response AI card. Okay, where what we are doing is selecting the knowledge base, and then the meaning of last utterance here is whatever was the last input from the user. Okay, so let's say he is asking or saying, I want to know the refund policy. So obviously, it's not related to track order or leaving a review or looking for a product. So the no match is satisfied, and then it goes through the knowledge base response AI card. Okay, and then based on the knowledge base we have set, we are asking the response AI card to respond to the user's question of what is the response refund policy. Okay, so in response AI, when we go for knowledge base, we have to give some internal links or documents for the engine to refer to it and create correct prompts for ChatGPT. Okay, so in this particular scenario, well, the options available are either you can give specific URLs. So in this case, I have input 5, 6 different product URLs from which uh, uh, um, the engine can create prompts and send it to the ChatGPT API. And then one more thing which we have done is created a support doc, which would contain, something like FAQs, refund policy, return policy, general uh, 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 points to remember, and so on and so forth. I mean, the formats which Voiceflow provides are doc, PDF, text, URL, sitemap. Okay, so in this particular scenario, we are using URL and the PDF options. And just to give you a quick overview of the support document or the handbook, this is what is contained in this document. So anything which is a very like a frequently asked question, we put it in this document, like things related to returns and refunds, shipping and delivery, order statuses, product information, account management, promotions, discounts, and so on and so forth. Okay. So, the engine has something to look at, and then create a prompt and send it to the engine, whatever engine we select. Okay, so this is the document or the internal source part of it. Second thing is, in the settings, we also have to give the system prompt. Now, again, this becomes very important because the user prompt gets created from the internal document, and the system prompt is something which is a more generic prompt for each and every question. So, so in general, we are trying to inform the AI engine that, it's a e-commerce store known as junkilounge.com. And generally what it needs to do, for example, when it provides the answers, it should give product names, URL links wherever applicable, uh, analyze the given context and answers the user questions. And if it doesn't find an answer, respond with, sorry, I don't know the answer to this question, can you provide me more information to help me understand better, something like that. So all this different uh, uh, prompts we have given as system prompt. Okay? This is something which you would need to create, okay, based on the store. Okay, and you can obviously use chat GPT for doing this. So in my case, I had a prompt available from Liam, but that was on petmates.com. So I just changed it to a store which houses premium earrings and accessories. Okay, and then it changed the prompt based on that. I also gave the store name which I'm looking at. Okay, so in all these scenarios, you can always use ChatGPT even for creating the prompt. Okay. Hope this makes sense. Let's move back to the designer. So no match, it goes to the knowledge base, and it gets you the response from the internal documents links. And for the other three intents, let's see what I'm doing here. So okay, so for track order, the action is to go to track order intent. Okay, so basically, you have these events, so you have to create these intents. When you drag and create these intents, it looks like this. So these intents could have their own flow. For example, product search here, and then leave a review here. Okay, and track order here. So when you create the intents, and when an intent is matched, we can link the choice option to that intent. Okay, and the journey would basically continue from that intent. Okay, we'll look at that in just a bit when we run the chatbot. Okay. So in this particular scenario, when we are tracking the order, what I have done is once it understands that, okay, user is trying to track the order, what we do is we ask him, okay, please provide your order number, and then we capture that order number. Okay, and then here in this particular scenario, what I'm doing is I'm doing a dummy call to a Zapier API, which just returns a success message. But in the real scenario, we may have to use the after ship APIs, or wherever you have your shipment details residing in. Okay. But yeah, for prototype purpose, for a success, I am then moving to another block. I'm just changing the response I'm getting from Zapier to a string, so that we can use that string to create a summarized uh, answer for the user, that this is what is the status of your order. So this is again one another prompt, and in this particular scenario we have used a set AI card, and we are not using knowledge base but only directly AI model, and for which we have to provide the prompt with examples. Okay, example responses and the dynamic response which we are getting from the API. Okay, and once this is done, so order, we are applying it to a variable known as order update. So here we are just setting it to a variable. We are not responding. That is why we have used a set AI card. Okay, both are very much same. In response AI, it responds with the answer to the user. In set AI, we are setting it to a variable. So there is not much difference between the two, I would say. And then what we are doing is we are just displaying it, that variable, as a text. Okay. Uh, let's go back. And if it's a fail, if we don't get a success from the third party, then we can just mention error fetching order information, and then we can send it to, we can name these different blocks, and instead of putting a arrow, we can directly link them to the name. Okay, which is very easy to do here in this in Voiceflow. So back to main loop is this one. It will just ask, is there anything else I can help you with? And then it is then directed to the main block. The main block is the block where we are trying to again identify the intent. Okay. So similarly, I have created flows for leaving a review where we understand that okay, user is happy with the product, and then we ask him if he would like to provide us with a review. So what we tell him is, if you could tell the product you purchased and something about the product and the experience you liked, then what we do is we capture that information and we create a review through by using AI. This generate review card, which is a set AI card. Again, we provide the prompt to write 2-3 sentences and create a review with whatever user provided, and then we are pushing it to a variable known as system review. And then we ask him if this post looks good to you. And if it looks good, then we give a thanks. Otherwise, we say, I'm sorry, I'll come up with something better. Is there anything else I can help you with? Okay, so this is the flow for leaving a review we have created. So just to recap, we used response AI card for no match. We used set AI card for uh, uh, basically creating an summarized order information once we get the data of the order from an external API. In this case, I'm using Zapier dummy API, but in real scenario, you would need to use your own shipment platform you are using. The API is exposed by that shipment company, and once you input the or you provide the order number to the API, to the get API, it should give you the order status, and then you summarize it using AI. Okay, which looks which looks good, for the user. Okay. And for leaving a review, we again use set AI card to create the review. Okay, let's move to the third one. This is something which, where we are trying to basically do a product search, user trying to do a product search. So what we do is we create an intent, link that intent to the choice looking for product. And what we are doing is using knowledge, but we are using knowledge base only because we uploaded the URLs in the knowledge base. If you remember, I showed. And yeah, we are just mentioning that please try to answer the user's question and provide product names and links wherever applicable. So some kind of instructions we are giving uh, for the engine to respond in the best way possible. And then this particular block gets linked to the main block. So, so that loop continues. So he may want to ask more questions. Then again, we identify the intent out of the four, do the remaining stuff, again come back to the main block till he's satisfied and he has no more questions. Okay, so let's see this in action quickly. Let's start. So when you do something, when you have changed like a prompt, or you have added more documents URLs, or you have changed the flow, you would have to retrain the model internally. So it would say that, okay, 10% is remaining trained, 10% is untrained, or whatever is the percentage. Just click on that button and it should take around 15-20 seconds for it to retrain itself. Okay, so let's start again. So this is what, is the starting point. So let's say I'm asking some information related to product. Okay, I'm asking if they stock red colored jhumkis, which is a type of earring. Okay, so let's see. So with the debug mode, it also moves and shows us, okay, which particular intent is getting satisfied. So as you could see here, product search got satisfied, which is great, which is what we wanted. And then it is answering from the knowledge base, this particular response is what it is giving along with the links. So we can just, which is really great. Okay, this seems like a 404. I think we may have to tweak the prompts a little bit for us to get the correct product links, but at least it is giving us the options available. Okay, and anyway, this is an MVP. It's not a production version. Okay. Now, and we have basically linked it to the main block, so the user can keep on asking questions. Now, let's say I am asking related to uh, asking related to returns. So let's see which, I don't know what happened here. Okay, so as you could see here, no match was satisfied, which was linked to the knowledge base AI card, and it is getting the data from the document, from the customer support document. Okay, as you could see here, you can just double check to see it is getting the data from the document. Okay, so no match is also working. Then let me quickly say that I want to track my last shipment. So it is going to the track order intent correctly, and then it will ask you the order number. Let me give a dummy order, and then we do a Zapier call, which returns me which returns me success. And then what happens is, uh, yeah, once it returns success, it goes to this block where we give the actual, this is the set AI card getting executed, and then we uh, um, and what we do is we basically uh, give the order update to the user. Okay, so just a second. Uh, did we lose our bot? It's not sure. Okay, I think we lost that bot because I just clicked on the card. Uh, so I mean, it came up, it came back with the track order information. Let's quickly check that again. So it's going to the product search block, which is, I think, not what we wanted. To track my order. Okay, so now I think I did a spelling mistake, but actually speaking, it should have figured that intent out. I mean, obviously, room for improvement, but yeah, uh, currently it works without spelling mistakes. Okay, so order number, it is giving us the success message, and this is the order. This is the message it generated from the set AI card after getting the response from Zapier, and then we are moving it back to the back to main loop card where it is asking if there is anything else. You know, the assistant should help you with. Okay, so only thing which we didn't check was the review card, review intent. Let's uh, it is understanding the intent correctly, and then it's asking if you would be okay to provide a review. So I'm going for a yes. So let's say it was, this was the product, and I'm just giving two words, and with those two words, just the product name and couple of words appreciating the product. And then what it would do is it would create the post for us. Okay. Um, okay. So let me say it looks good. Again, it goes back to the back to main loop, and we are back, and we can keep on asking questions if required. Otherwise, we can just exit. So this is how we have created a customer support chatbot using various features provided in Voiceflow, uh, including getting an AI response with a prompt, setting an AI response with a prompt, getting a response from a knowledge base of documents or URLs uploaded, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it identifies the intent. Each intent could be a separate flow in itself. Um, and we are trying to make the life easier for the user. and for the company as well. Hope you liked the bot I created, like the video, and hopefully it would be helpful for you to create such flows in Voiceflow. Thank you.